Any ride without pain is a good ride. Now, there are two types of pain. There's good pain and there's bad pain. And we all love the good pain. The good pain is coming from muscular effort. It's that lactic acid that's just burning in your body when you're gasping for air and you don't think you can go much farther. That's the good pain. The bad pain is when you wake up in the morning and you have a kink in your neck or a kink in your back and you're wondering to yourself, how the hell do you get injured sleeping? Exactly. Welcome to being old. I have learned 3 things about these types of pains in my life, and number 3 might surprise you. If you've gotten older and learned a couple things too, let me know in the comments. I'm just starting my journey. Number 1, I give my pain 5 miles. I give a chance for my body to warm up. Surprisingly, after about 5 miles, 9 out of 10 times, I feel okay. And when I say I feel okay, I mean relative to my age. I mean, at a certain age, you never feel okay. Something's always wrong. But here's what I notice. After about 5 miles of a warm up, whatever kink I had in my neck or back or wherever, it just doesn't seem to get worse. And that's okay. It's when it gets worse is when it's time to go home. I mean, dude, if I stayed at home every single time there was a little ache or pain, I'd never get out of the house. And here's the thing, I've noticed this about patients as well. Let me change gears. There we go. Man, isn't that a nice day? See, I would be missing out right now if I was staying home doing Netflix. Here's what I've noticed, not just with myself, but with patients, is that if you can keep them moving, moving is the best thing for a kink. Sitting around resting it almost never makes it better. In fact, you just sit at home and dwell on the pain. Number 2, intensity bad, spinning good. When you have a kink in the neck or back, now's not the day to push it. I will feel better after doing like a zone 2 style of riding. After spinning the pedals, you start to loosen up. Whereas if you start to push it really hard, your body rejects that. Or at least my body does. Maybe your body doesn't. Well, aren't you special? Looks like someone gets a gold star on the refrigerator. Yeah, well, my body doesn't like it. So that means that day is not a training day. Hey, remember that movie with Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington? It was called Training Day. That was a great movie. There are 2 things that I remember distinctly from that movie. The first was a scary scene where Denzel Washington took Ethan Hawke to some drug dealer's house. Then all of a sudden, that moment when Ethan Hawke realized, where's Denzel Washington? He left him there. Now that's training on the job. But that scene where they put him in the bathtub and closed the curtains and were about to blow his brains out, luckily he got out of it because, you know, that would have been a short movie. And then the second thing, which I don't still to this day really understand why he said it, but it was a famous saying, is when Denzel Washington says, King Kong ain't got nothing on me. I don't know what that meant. Still, damn good movie. Not exactly a chick flick. So if you're a young guy with a girlfriend, you're like, hey, let's have movie night. Make some popcorn, watch a movie together. This ain't gonna work for you, just saying. All right, let me get to a better location. So I'm gonna tell you about number 3, and this is very, very important. I've learned this on myself, and I see patients just making this same mistake over and over and over again. And if you don't do it, you may be surprised how much it'll help. All right, number 3, stretching never works. I know this is very controversial, but let me explain why I'm saying this. First of all, because it doesn't work. The issue is when you wake up in the morning and you have a kink somewhere, most of the time it's from a strained joint capsule or ligament. It's not a muscle, but the muscle is affected. What a joint is where two bones come together, and there's lots of them in our spine, but this can happen anywhere. Two joints come together. What holds them together? A surrounding tissue that is called a joint capsule, which is made of ligament tissue. And ligaments are like rubber bands that hold things together. So if you pull the joint apart, the elasticity of the rubber band will pull them back together. That's what keeps our joints in good alignment. Problem is, if you sleep in a cockeyed position or something like that, you may strain some of the joint capsule. Well, your brain knows it. Neurologically, your brain understands, hey, there was a strain at that ligament. I don't like what that guy did, and thus, the brain then sends impulses down to the muscles around the joint to protect it. This is what happens when your body spasms an area. A spasm of a muscle is literally a protective mechanism for the joint. So you don't want to be yanking or pulling on the muscle, try to stop the muscle from spasming. It doesn't work because the spasm is happening neurologically. Your body is trying to protect itself and you're trying to stop that protection. The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to feel like you're doing something, but then your brain is going to realize, hey, this guy's irritating my protective mechanism. It's going to take longer to get better now, and it's going to make it worse. So what does work? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you some examples of the most common areas this is a problem: the neck and the lower back. All right, let's do the neck. Let me find a good space to do this. Let me see if this works. All right, so here's what you do. You take your hands, you put them like this, you put it on the back of your head, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna try to pull your head backwards and look up to the ceiling, but your hands are gonna prevent you from doing this. So this is what's called an isometric contraction of a muscle. And what you're doing, weirdly, is you're helping the body protect the injury. So when you put your hands like this, push backwards, try to look up, you're gonna be contracting the muscles of your neck, doing exactly what your neurological system wants to do, which is to contract the muscle to protect the injured joint. This works wonders. 20 seconds with a very light pressure, multiple times, meaning 5 or 6 times, can very often relieve your neck pain tremendously. The lower back can be resolved in much the same way with an exercise called Supermans. I call them Supermans, but they're basically prone extensions of the back. Same protocol, 20 seconds, 5 or 6 times, can help relieve a lot of back pain. But if you're on the bike, what do? All right, I'm gonna show you. Man, it's a good thing I'm here, isn't it? You'd be totally screwed if it wasn't for this video. Probably not, just, you know, tooting my own horn. Well, firstly, understand that hunched over a bicycle is not ideal for the ligaments of your back. So what you will do is ride on top of the bars or in the hoods. Don't ride in the drops. This is also why I mentioned don't do intensity, because when we're riding intensely, we tend to flex our spines more, and you tend to ride in the drops, which further aggravates your back. The next thing, if possible, if you could ride with no hands, put your hands behind your back and stick your belly out and arch your back. You do it every 15 minutes, and that can help your back pain a lot, because what you're doing is you're putting your body into a position where it's not straining the ligaments. So these are the 3 things that I've learned over the years on how to deal with these constant nagging old person problems of just waking up and having issues. Maybe there's some other things, or maybe you disagree. I don't care. It works for me. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are. I know you hate it when there's an advertisement at the end of a video, but hang tight with me. I want to show you something. This product is very helpful. What I found was that last year when I tore my calf, I used a lot of different methods to help heal myself, and this was one of them. This is from Prungo. It's a red light therapy. What happens is you put this on the area that bothers you. It comes in a nice case. It wraps around. It's got these things where it wraps around, and it can help assist the healing of muscle, tendon, ligament. So if you have an injury, I
got in touch with them and said, hey, I want you to sponsor my video. And so this, it's a paid advertisement, so take it with a grain of salt, but I'll put a link down below in the description to let you know where to find these things, these types of products. And what you can do is just go to their link, see if it's something that you want to get for yourself. I found it beneficial in the healing process for myself. I've had a lot of injuries, and I've found that these red light therapies really make a good improvement in the speed with which you heal, because what happens is when you apply this to an area, it increases the blood flow, it increases the comfort that you feel. So anytime you increase blood flow, you're increasing oxygen and nutrition to get to that area. Hit the link down below if you want to check these things out.